Welcome to another edition of Rabbitohs Radio. My name is Grant Chappell, joined by my loyal co-host and friend, Brendan the Rabbit Taliski. It's Teamless Tuesday, Brendan.
Beautiful, chaps. My favourite time of the week. You can see who's running out in the red and green, brother.
Well, we're going to cover obviously there's a big announcement this afternoon, stadium-wise. We'll go through all the teams, first grade, cup, and a little bit of signing stuff after the flag. So we're going to rip straight into it, Brendan. This afternoon, they've rejected us getting out of the contract fully. It's not the end of the world. Looks like we could get as many as 3 games here at Allianz. I'm just going to have to cop that on the chin at the moment. Sounds like the Roosters have just, in particular, Nick Politis has jumped up and down and pulled a lot of strings, and he's absolutely brushes. Look, I'm filthy about not going back there full time, but it's going to happen in 2031 anyway.
Yeah, it's disappointing it won't happen before then. Some of the best memories of my life were going to the old Aussie Stadium and saw the late, great Jack Rayner out the front. He'd be there early before every game and got some brilliant memories of following the mighty South Sydney District Rugby League Football Club in that era the last time we were there, chaps.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I love going. Look, I love going to Redfern as well in my younger days and watching South play up there at the new Sydney Football Stadium. Thought the crowds were pretty poor in the 90s. We weren't really travelling too well, but didn't worry me. I'd still go out to me and Dad and my brother would pretty much go to 8 to 10 games, home games a year, depending on what we were doing. But look, there's been some memorable games. Some of those early days. Um, you know, and also more recently the two where we end up beating the Chookies there, coming from behind and knocking off the Chookies. Really late, but anyway, that's all right. We'll create some more memories when we get back there shortly. There's basically nothing we can do about it. Apologies. You can probably see I'm in my car. Brownie's on afternoons. I'm on days. Brendan, who's a great mate of ours, is looking to give us a hand. Obviously, we've also got Big Les. He's football trained on Tuesday night, so we've got no chance to muck around. They've dropped some teams. Coming off the injuries. Brendan, looks like Lewis Dodd has been given an opportunity. Number 6 at this stage. As you'll see when I get to the extended bench, David Mawali jumps into the starting lineup, which I thought he carried pretty strong the other day. Brendan, and Ryan Gray maintains that 14 position. Kepi gets a reprieve. He was 18th man the other day. Now they've named Keon, Cody, and Stretch on an extended bench. Now my mail is Keon has only got a hairline fracture, so it could be anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks. And Stretch, that's a good sign that they've named him. Maybe he's responded to a bit of treatment on his back, and Cody can't be too far away.
Yeah, mate, that's really good news, especially regarding Keon. I mean, he's been the real alpha male in the middle for us for a good 4 or 6 weeks now, since they moved him into the front row, really. And, mate, that's huge news. If he's only to miss a week or two, that's a lot better than what was first thought, chaps.
Yeah. So we've had also a few messages privately about where's Shaq. Well, Shaq was injured a couple of weeks ago against the Warriors. Now, if you missed that episode a few weeks ago, yeah, he had a slight hamstring tear. He's out for probably 4 to 6 weeks. I shouldn't say slight because it's a big hamstring when it comes to Shaq, but so he can't get a go, old Shacky. But yeah, look, positive news regarding Keon that they've named him, and all the mail that we heard that it was only a hairline fracture is positive stuff. Look, Lewis Dodd, I think that could be a smoky. I reckon Cody Walker plays. There'll be a training session tomorrow. That'll give you an idea to see where Cody's at. Stretch, geez, it'd be good to see him get back into the lineup, mate. We just need the big wings of Stretch, especially against a team like the Storm that just, geez, they run pretty hard out wide.
Yeah, definitely needs stretch, mate. He's got that great carry coming out of yardage. He really charges it back into him. And defensively, chaps, one of the best defensive centres in the game. And against one of the best attacking outfits of the last 20 years in Melbourne, we definitely need someone like Big Stretch Graham on deck, mate.
Yep, we sure do. And Kepi probably naturally coming in, maybe being left out of the side might get him fired up a bit, just to run a bit harder, mate. Try and use that big frame of his and play the football that the big fella's capable of.
Definitely, mate. Kepi's been caught out defensively a few times as well recently, but obviously, like you said, he has been dropped and he should come back with a bit of fire in the belly, chaps. I'm hoping for a big game from Big Kept the Wet.
Yep, and obviously Big Latrell's named. Our draw is a bit more favourable than someone like a Penrith who they're no chance. They've got to fly back um, from Perth, try and get themselves to Auckland by Friday night. It's not going to happen. Not a pretty tough draw for Penrith there, but geez, they've had a good run the last 5 years or so. So I'm not going to feel too sorry for them. Yeah, 7:30 Saturday night out there at Acor Stadium. It's a triple header for those who don't know. The I think there's a Jersey Fleg's going to be on at 3:30. New South Wales Cup is going to be on as well. And if you missed last night's episode, yeah, me and Brownie will be calling those two games out there at Acor Stadium. New South Wales Cup. Matthew Humphries, who I'm a big rap on, not only as a player but as a person, real good bloke. Got to meet his old boy the other day and knows a few heads I know. So he's going to jump up there in the New South Wales Cup side. Now that could shuffle around a little bit as Cup sides do. And Yaya Ayache, mate, a bloke we got from Parramatta last year, hard-working lock, played a bit of hooker last week because a bit short and hooker and flag. Done a really good job, the big fella. Started to really roll the ruck. He gets his first opportunity in Cup, mate.
Beautiful, chaps. Yeah, there's a few good juniors to come out of that Parramatta system, and if we've picked up a good nine, mate, how good's that?
And he's a big bloke, mate. He plays a lot of 13 actually.
Yep.
Plays a lot of 13 too. But the Jersey Flag, mate. Look, Nicky Quinn gets a chance back again now that Matty Humphries is going up, and Nazareth Tahua, who's copped a bit of a head knock, he will be back into the lineup. So they're going to be pretty strong. Now we're up against Manly in those two grades, Cup and Jersey Flag, mate. So if anyone wants to get out there a bit earlier, you'll be able to get to watch all three grades. A bit old school, Brendan, like back in the old days.
Back in the old days, mate, you get to the Aussie Stadium, you watch all three grades, and then when NRL run out, you had the great DB Darren Brown out there with the blue shirt on, with the old bleach blonde tips. The great man.
Oh yeah, fucking plenty of instructions there. A lot of experience. Our DB, we miss him there. I haven't been able to catch up an episode with him. We'll probably get one in with him over the next week or so when we line things up. We might even do a little quick one, little preview while we're at out there at Acor Stadium on Saturday afternoon and evening. Now, little report last night on Channel 9 that Cody Walker had signed a 1-year deal. I think if you watch our shows pretty regularly, we sort of indicated that. And Alex Johnson, a 1-year deal. I think they're pretty smart deals, and I can imagine it'll be one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know, if they didn't sign Cody and he went somewhere else and played well, people would be dirty on the club. And Alex Johnson, I think the same. If you didn't sign Alex Johnson, extend him, and he goes to another club and breaks the record, well, yeah, it's sort of a damned if you do, damned if you don't deal. I'm happy with them staying around because they're both one club players and you just don't get that loyalty in the modern sports world anymore.
No, definitely not, chaps. And speaking about Cody Walker, I think the great Uncle Wayne Bennett's been a big fan of Cody Walker from the previous time he was coaching our club. And there was even a story written not long ago that his first day at the Dolphins pre-season, he actually gave Cody Walker a ring just to see how he was going. So those guys have obviously got a really good bond. And I'm not surprised that Cody's hanging around the club at all, chaps.
No, they're pretty good, mates. They're pretty tight, and that's some of the reasons that he's probably still motivated to play under Uncle Wayne and be around him. It's just one of the main things about Wayne Bane. It's not just the coaching and that. He's not, probably the coach that he used to be in terms of the X's and O's, but he's just a fun guy to be around, and he makes football fun. And if you're enjoying going to your job each day, it makes it a lot easier if you're going around with good people. If you're going to work with wankers and people you don't like, you're not going to enjoy your job.
No, definitely not, mate. And yeah, Wayne Bennett, he's a man of few words at times, but he seems like a real character. He's a witty bloke, few good one-liners, and yeah, he knows exactly how to play the media, and he knows how to get the best out of his players, chaps.
You can tell a story, and mate, he don't put up with fools, mate. We saw that the other day, so he doesn't muck around, mate. He'll rip straight into you if he thinks you. So if you got to be on your game, if you're gonna aim up and ask a question, he shortens them up pretty quick. He shortened me up plenty of times over the years. So, look, that's about it, mate. I'm sort of strapped for time. The Savi, mate. You got anything else for us, mate?
No, not at all, chaps. It's been good and good to go through those teams. And as we said on yesterday's episode, mate, things aren't going to get any easier, and we've got a pretty hard draw over the next few weeks. But I just want to tell all the supporters out there to stick with us. And, mate, we've got some players coming back later on in the year, and let's hope we keep improving, mate, and pick up a few wins shortly.
Yep, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting out there again Saturday night. Look, any time you get to go out and watch your club that you love is a great Saturday night, and I'll be out there. I'll have to get out there probably around 2:30, I reckon. Get my homework done. I'm gonna have to write all the teams out for that first game and really do my homework and me prep like I normally would. So it's going to be a long afternoon for me. I don't think we'll be walking out of the stadium till about 10. So it's only an 8-hour shift. It was pretty similar to the other day actually with that lightning stoppage. But yeah, looking forward to it. Brendo, what about yourself? Are you going to be able to get down for it, mate?
No, mate, I'll be watching that. We'll be watching that one at home with the kids, mate. The 7:30 Saturday night's a bit late for myself with the young ones.
Yeah, fair enough. Yep. Oh, well, anyway, at least I mean, it's sort of a little bit of good news. At least we're going to get the 3 games from Allianz Stadium starting next year. Look, I'm happy with that because I think, some of the big games out at Acor, fair enough. And at the end of the day, we did sign a contract there. And I don't think any of those stadium upgrades were in the contract. Otherwise, we would have got out of it. It's pretty obvious. They didn't. It must have just been a handshake agreement to upgrade the stadium. So looks like we're staying there for good until 2030, and then maybe we can renegotiate another contract. Hopefully by then, who knows, mate? We might build our own one.
Definitely, mate. The great Nick Politis might have passed on before 2031, and we might get in a bit earlier.
Well, yeah, Nick, he's been a real thorn in our side, but that's all right. All we can do is go out and try and knock him off on the footy field. And by round 27, hopefully we've got a full strength team, and we're possibly playing for a spot in that top 8. Wouldn't that be great? Roosters and the Rabbitohs playing off for a spot in the top 8 at Moore Park, the great Moore Park, South Sydney area. Roosters playing in our area. See if they can knock us off to get into the semi-final series, mate. That might be about it for another edition of Rabbitohs Radio Podcast. Up the mighty Rabbitohs.
Go the Rabbits.